In the meantime, though, we continue with this. 2 Israeli embassy staffers were murdered outside the Capitol Jewish Museum in Washington, D.C. during an event hosted by the American Jewish Committee. When the suspect was being arrested, he was screaming, "Free, free Palestine." This was not a random attack, and it's the result of something far deeper than just one man with a gun. This is the consequences of our worldview, one that dehumanizes Jews. The hate that we see, the social justice, it's hidden behind social justice, spreads unchecked across our institutions. The alleged killer, not a foreign terrorist, a radicalized American shaped by the ideologies taught in our schools, normalized by our media, and then tolerated by leaders too afraid to confront it. And joining me now to talk more about this is Steve Rosenberg, Philadelphia Regional Director for the North American Values Institute. Steve, good to see you as always. Help us unpack the root cause of this tragedy and the indoctrination of woke ideology. And believe it or not, K through 12 schools. Are we creating a whole generation of Jew hatred?
Yes. First of all, Stella, thanks for having me. And you just encapsulated it perfectly. I say all the time, and some people listen, we talk about the Hamas tunnels from Hamas into Israel. We talk about the Hezbollah tunnels from the north into Israel. Well, the global anti-Israel network built tunnels in the United States too. They're called schools. And for the last 2 decades plus, we have allowed the indoctrination through this woke ideology of illiberal education to have our kids not learn the right things. But by the way, in all subjects, this is not just for social studies. Math teachers have woke ideology, science teachers. It's incredible how far and wide this goes. It's Qatari money. It's money from other foundations in the United States. And this has been going on for a long time. We've lost a couple of generations of young people. And if we do not take a hard stand and fight back immediately in that K-12 space, it doesn't matter what happens in college. By the time these young people get to college, they're gone. They're lost. And that's what we've seen at Columbia, at Penn, at so many other universities around the country. We've seen hearings last year. We saw hearings just a couple of weeks ago. But that starts at kindergarten. So we
actually see it visually with Columbia, with all these other universities, but it's really starting at K through 12. And I do see it because I have children in K through 12, and I see what happens in some of the schools at some of the festivals where they intentionally will leave out a country like Israel at an event. No, seriously, these are things that are happening. It's all little seeds that add little by little makes a bundle. In your opinion, is there a concerted effort in the Jewish community to tackle this issue? Again, look at what's happening on our college campuses.
No, I think there's a lot of talk from the organized Jewish community. The Jewish community is great at writing statements. Thank God the Trump administration is great at rewriting the rules and history, as we just saw from President Trump with an unrelated topic. So we have legacy Jewish organizations that have been monitoring anti-Semitism for 100 years. Well, I don't need an organization to monitor anti-Semitism. I can just look out my window, tune into OAN, read the papers, and see that anti-Semitism is rising. And these, by the way, these organizations are sitting on billions of dollars that they are saving for a rainy day. Well, guess what, Stella? There is a monsoon outside, and it's called anti-Semitism and Jew hatred, which we knew at some point would lead to murder or death. They wanted to globalize the Intifada. Yesterday in D.C., they globalized the Intifada.
You're right. This is exactly what globalize the Intifada means. We've been talking about it. We're like, do you even know what an Intifada is? There were 2, by the way. So this is exactly what they meant. But back to the Jewish organizations. I'm glad you brought that up because I think it's an important conversation we need to have. They like to have nice, fancy parties, galas, and talk about anti-Semitism. But why is anti-Semitism still through the roof?
Well, this is going to be a very unpopular belief, but eradicating anti-Semitism could be bad for business for certain organizations, right? Just like eradicating racism would be bad for certain people. We will never eradicate anti-Semitism. It's like saying we're going to get rid of stupidity or obesity or anything else. We could begin to put a dent in it. But one of the other things that happens is you have these organizations that don't do what they could or should do, but you do have at the grassroots level a number of very smart, sophisticated organizations that are making a difference. But the problem is the legacy organizations take so much money out of the ecosystem from philanthropists that these other organizations can't really do their jobs as
100%.
effectively.
The ones
Right?
that are actually fighting Jew hate on the ground, they are not funding that because guess what? They're not asking for the ROI. They're just used to having these legacy organizations around, and they're doing their job, but nobody's actually asking, what did you do this year?
Right. And there are too many organizations. Look, Bob Kraft had to go start his own organization because I guess he was so dissatisfied, put $200 million in his foundation to combat anti-Semitism. That $200 million, listen, Robert Kraft is one of the all-time great people to help the Jewish community, so I'm not taking a shot at him. But had he been satisfied, maybe that $200 million goes into an organization or two that are already doing the work instead of starting yet another organization.
You're right. Really. What do you make of the, it's sad, but you're right. What do you make of the Trump administration halting Harvard's ability to enroll international students, the latest?
I know
couldn't
you
love
get a
it.
smile off my face. It's like a continuous smile because they are making a difference. And Harvard deserves everything that Harvard gets. They continue to be radicalized. Could never imagine sending my student to Harvard. There are many good schools where you can get a good quality education. But if you're a Jewish Jewish parent, and you want to send your student to a good school, call me. I'll tell you where to go. Harvard deserves everything that they get. They have plenty of, they have a $50 billion endowment, right? They can do whatever they want, but they should not be allowed to have foreign students in if they can't vet them, if they can't know who's coming in. We have a problem in this country, and the Trump administration finally closed the borders. There is a crackdown. Now, there will be retribution to the Trump administration, just like there always is. But just within the Jewish community, we have this opposition against Trump. Well, Trump has done more for the Jewish community than anybody, any president in history, and he continues to prove that. And we're living in this river of cultural sewage, yet half of the Jewish community doesn't want to acknowledge it because it's about party.
And
it's about
really for them, and they're like allergic to anyone who actually has voted for Donald Trump. They won't invite you to their organizations. They don't want you to be a part of it, and they're screaming in their echo chamber, and no change is actually happening. So, Steve Rosenberg, as always, good to see you, my friend. Last thing, do you want to say anything else?
Keep up the great work, Stella. Okay. We need more people like you. People have to pay attention because this is not going to go away.
No.
So everybody get out there and fight.
Thank you.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.